Hi there, welcome friends, welcome to Homekeepers. See that in the cup? It says Noel. That's from my friend Stephanie. And you are going to learn a little bit more about her in this program, but before I talk about that, I want to welcome you and hope that you are enjoying the season. Boy, there's been some real tragedy in America during this Christmas season, and it's a time for us to really live out that message of Christmas, peace on earth and goodwill toward men. And I hope that that's really the foundation of your Christmas, my friends. While you are enjoying everything and everybody else, I've already had a bunch of company, you know, grandchildren and all that. It's been good so far. And so I hope that's happening to you. Maybe this is the first time you've seen the program. Just hang in with us. I think you'll find something you like. And also for regular viewers, God bless every one of you. Isn't that what little tiny Tim said? God bless us all. That's what I'm feeling today. Now, my guest today is Stephanie O'Neill, and you have watched her. She does the major cooking on the show, and I kind of help her. And there's a very strong reason that she will be my guest. I think perhaps this is one of the most important programs of the year. I say that in all sincerity because I believe Stephanie represents where you are today in certain areas of your life, mainly financial, and she can certainly identify because she was there once, but got a hold of some basic Christian principles. Life is totally turned around for her. I'm going to let her tell her story, and I'm going to join her. We're going to fix a Christmas morning casserole, and this is a great idea. You can have it fixed the night before and pop it in the oven, and you'll see all the good ingredients just a minute. But this is Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. We've offered this for many years. He keeps updating it, but the basics of this book, I believe everyone should have it, because your financial life would be a lot better if you followed what's in here. And my, what a ministry he has now. Hundreds of radio stations and people following him, following what he says, and their lives are much better for it. So I want to offer you this, and it's a Christmas special because we've offered it before for much more. But for Christmas season, $20 plus $4 shipping and handling. We'll get it out to you. If you'd like to use that credit card, call us at 1-800-229-0059 or write to me at Homekeepers. That address is on your screen. It's box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758. I could never recommend it highly enough. And I've joined Stephanie over here, and we're going to make this called Christmas morning casserole, and it's a great idea, isn't it?
It's a wonderful idea. You get everything ready, put it in the refrigerator Christmas morning. All you gotta do is throw it in the oven.
Do you know what I heard be so neat? I wish I'd have known this when I was younger. I think it was some star, Hollywood star, talking about Christmas traditions. She said in their family, they always opened one gift on Christmas Eve, and it was always pajamas.
That's what we do.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get new pajamas?
Yep.
From your husband? Will he pick them out? Or
I'll pick them out.
and wrap them and go, whoa!
Usually it's just for the kids and the grandkids.
Well, you're ahead of everybody.
We have our Christmas pajamas, but yeah, I love doing stuff like that.
I think that's neat. And then you'd have your breakfast all ready, and a lot of people have a coffee pot that's actually their alarm clock.
And this you could actually put in a crock pot. It cooks throughout the night, and then it would be done in the morning. You wouldn't even have to worry about putting it in the oven in the morning.
But it doesn't cook real long, does it? So it shouldn't. Just for about an hour.
So I have 6 eggs in here.
There's something about Christmas breakfast too, I think.
Here, you want to do this for a second? Because I'm missing my cheeses.
Okay. And this was 6.
That was 6
eggs.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we just have a cup of cheddar cheese that we're going to put in.
1 cup of cheddar cheese. Is this oregano?
It is oregano.
I think oregano would be good on ice cream.
I don't know about that.
And then that's dried mustard.
Dried mustard, yeah, a little flavor to it. And then we have Bisquick, or any baking mix like a Bisquick or...
You know, I wonder who got the idea of
Some
that
smart
little
woman, I'm
process.
Sure.
Yes, it is. I remember the first time we did a a pot pie where you just dump the Bisquick in. Ooh.
I made a turkey pot pie last week from scratch. It turned out so delicious.
From scratch?
Yep, it was
Well,
really,
aren't you special?
Well, you know, I try. I was excited when it came out right.
And then we've already cooked up
a
pound of
sausage.
And I'm not a big sausage person, but I was surprised that it didn't have hardly any grease in it.
Yeah, that was good sausage.
And this is what it looks like.
So you just pour this in your sprayed baking dish.
Let me get all this out of here.
You cover it, put it in the refrigerator overnight, throw it in the 350-degree oven for an hour the next morning, and you have got
now if you were doing
breakfast.
this for like a dinner at night, how long should it refrigerate? Because it's pretty important that
I would probably make it in the morning and refrigerate it all day.
It's hot. It's a hearty breakfast, I'll tell you. I think
You could even throw some hash browns in here.
Oh yeah. I would have a little fruit on the side.
Yep.
Here's yours.
Thank you. It's hot, be careful.
It is hot. Gonna let it cool a little bit. That's a good dinner.
That oregano really adds a kick to it. I have not put oregano in mine before.
That would be a great dinner with a salad. And I have a feeling this crew here is going to like this. I believe they will.
Yeah, that's really good.
Very good. Oh, it's excellent.
And so easy. I mean, really, it took me 5 minutes to put it together.
So, if you want this recipe, that information is coming up on your screen. And as I told you at the top of the program, our subject today is so important. It really could change your life if you grab hold of it. So stay with us. And this is my special guest. Have to pay her a lot today.
Yeah, right.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, please send your request along with a gift of $5 or more to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758.
All right, Stephanie is the secretary of the president of the Christian Television Network, Bob DeAndre, and when Wanda was just not able to do the show anymore, she stepped in, and I think she does a great job. And she really, what she does at home is what she does here as well, and that is knowing how to prepare meals ahead of time and make your day go a little bit better because so many of the gals out there are working. But I saw a difference in her several months ago, and that's what we want to talk about because, as I said before, I think she represents so many people out there with the credit card debt and all, and kind of, did you just put bills in a hat and pull one out and said, I guess we'll pay this one this month?
Pretty much. That's what we did, yeah.
But I want the people to know a little bit about you, your background. Were you raised a Christian?
I was not raised in church. In fact, when my husband and I met, we met in a bar. He was raised in church, but he was not going at the time, and I was not raised in church. We got together, started dating and everything, and we started having a few problems in our relationship with communication. He said, I know where we need to go. So he takes me to church.
Really?
Yes, and I was so naive. It was just he's like I was raised in a Pentecostal church. I'd like to take you, and I was like, okay, I am not going up front. I told him I will not, and he's like, okay, no problem. I just want you to go. So
this is new to me.
Oh well, this story is I smoked at the time, so we went down the street and parked in a parking lot, and I just smoked up a storm. I was a nervous wreck. I was so scared to go because I had never been in a Pentecostal church, but I'd heard stories. So we go into church. They do an altar call at the end, and he and I went down. Well, I'll never forget it. Sister Hill started praying for us, and she said, and Lord, please help her to stop smoking. And I was like, oh, the Lord told her I smoked. Well,
or maybe she smelled it.
Little did I know I smelled like a chimney, But that was the beginning, and my heart just got touched that day, and I knew that that's where we needed to be. So we slowly started going, and it's been almost 20 years now.
And that was really, really significant. That's where we can really begin, is when you meet the Lord. Now, I think that you, so much like America today, because most of America didn't have my grandparents, and I saw managing and I saw being frugal. Even people my age are not ready for retirement, and a lot of them have credit cards maxed out to here.
Right.
And so you were kind of, that was your financial story?
We were in credit card debt. I would lay in bed at night and I would cry, and I would just sit there and not know what to do. And I would go over the numbers in my head going, okay, we can pay this bill this week, and then I'll borrow from this credit card and I'll pay this bill this week. And it was all the time. It was just such a stressful existence. And
Let me ask you this. Did you think there was another way, or do you think that was normal?
I thought, this is American life. This is how it is. We want stuff and we go and get it and we put it on credit cards and then we deal with it later. And someone had said to me, oh, we're young, we can deal with all that stuff later. And that's not how it is.
Then another big whammy. I feel that you almost got a predator loan on your house, because I know a little bit about real estate and that. They're in it for business, so, and they saw, here comes Stephanie. We can really fool her. I felt it was, but I don't know. I wouldn't stand up in court what I thought. But you went underwater really fast in your house.
Oh yeah, we're upside down twice. I mean, we owe double what our house is worth right now.
And so that was probably just another huge burden.
It was ginormous. It was like carrying around this weight all the time because I saw no light at the end of the tunnel.
And I have to confess that at one point I said, walk away. And she you didn't say I rebuke you, but you did. Because you said, I want to do what's right. And they kept making payments that were doing nothing. They were not taking down the principal. Okay, and I saw a girl whose countenance was like you had a load. What turned you around? Because I didn't know you turned around until you had been turned around for a while. So how did that happen?
I was doing our taxes one year, and I saw the total at the top of that paper of what we made the year before. And I just mentally added up in my head our bills. And I'm like, something is not right here, because we have a lot of money left over after our bills.
We should.
Yeah. And we were living, really paycheck to paycheck, to where I was in the negative the next paycheck, and I was just waiting to get paid so I could get caught up again.
That is horrible.
It was horrible.
It's horrible.
It was awful. So I was like, there's something wrong here. And on top of that, obviously, we're not being good stewards of our money. We were tithing. We've always tithed. But we were not being good stewards of our money if we were upside down every single week. And I'm seeing the numbers right here in front of me. So we sat down and put pen to paper.
The two of you?
Well, I started it because I wanted to see where we were first. And I wanted to go to him with a whole plan. Because, Dave was like, we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow. Let's just enjoy today. And that's how I was. You don't know what tomorrow's going to, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but that doesn't mean that you rack up credit card debt and everything today.
Because you might be here.
Because you might be here. Because we're still here.
That's the bad news.
So I put pen to paper. You need to know where you are to know where you're going. And it was so easy to live in that state of denial. I didn't want to know the totals. I didn't want to know.
The truth was, the shocking truth was that between the two of you, what you made, there was plenty to run your household.
More than enough.
And have a cushion. So you got this book, didn't you?
I did.
Shall we tell us a little secret? Her husband bought it for her, and she decided he paid too much. He returned it right, and then I gave it to you wholesale.
Oh, Dave, I'm sorry. I love you.
Oh, he doesn't know it. Dave, we don't want you to watch this. I thought that was kind of neat, though. I thought, you really are watching. So, okay, how did you do it? You said, we got this much money, we got this much debt.
I sat down, I wrote down every single bill that we had, and boy, was it disheartening. It was awful.
The light came on.
I said, if we have to go in the right direction, even if it's $5 a month that we're paying off, which was a lot more, we have to just start going in the right direction. So I sat down and, like Dave Ramsey says, every dollar has to have a name. You have to know where your money's going. So we sat down with bank statements, figured out we were eating out ridiculous amounts. I mean, and if we cooked at home, how much cheaper it would be. So I sat down and then I put every bill in order to what we could pay off first.
How many credit cards did you have?
I had 5 or 6 that had a lot on them.
And those are, you know, you jockey them back and forth depending on the month. And okay. So Dave says you paid the small ones off first, right? And then whatever you paid on them, pay on the next one.
Right,
Did
snowballing.
you follow?
Yep, because, I mean, you can do it different ways. You start with either the highest interest rate, or I needed to see something happening. So I started with the smallest bill, because then once it was paid off, I saw that we accomplished something. And that gave me the motive to accomplish more. So then we just kept snowballing it into the next one, until we got them paid off.
They're all paid off.
All my credit cards are paid off.
I remember the day we were cooking, and I was surprised, but you told me and the audience that you had paid off the last one. During that time, though, they didn't cease to live. You got a little fund over here and got a good deal on a cruise for some celebration or something. And your husband loves to hunt, so you planned ahead enough that you could put a name on those dollars.
Exactly. Everything was planned out. We stopped being, you know, oh, let's just go do this and let's just go do that. Everything is planned out now. We try to make plans for the future.
Now, I could see a huge problem if a couple does not agree. You two agreed.
I am very blessed that Dave was on the same page as I was.
Yeah. I saw a difference in your personality as you begin to work out of it, like you saw the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, there's also a story on your mortgage, and I think this is really important, because when you bring God into the mix, I'm the one that told her to walk away, or at least I planted that thought. And she said, no, we're going to do what's right, when doing what's right had no future. No future, the kind of loan it was. And so how did the Lord change that for you? Because I think He stepped in on that one.
Most definitely. We thought we were moving quite a few years ago, so we did an interest-only mortgage. So like you said, we're paying all this money and not one penny was going towards nothing. No. I mean, for years. It was awful.
Interest only makes sense in very small situations.
We thought we were moving. We condensed some bills. We put it all together. We really thought we were moving. And the doors seemed that they were
And the real
opening.
estate was up there then at the time, wasn't it?
Yes, in Tennessee. So then that had fallen through. So we just, you know, we talked about, you know, we said we signed our names on that dotted line. We made this commitment. If we messed up, we messed up. That was our mistake. So then just this last year, the HARP program came out, the government HARP program, where they were refinancing houses that were upside down as long as you had kept up on your mortgage payments.
There you are. That's where I was wrong.
And you had, you know, the finances, of course, to cover. So we were able to refinance at a much lower interest rate. And now I'm actually seeing our total go down, and I watch it every month. I watch it go down.
It's like a thrill, isn't it?
It's so exciting.
Well, also, the real financial experts say get a 15-year loan if you can. Didn't you do that?
We did 20.
20? That's better than 30, yeah.
Only because we planned it out as to my husband's retirement, like what would be best to not go too far. You know, we didn't want the payment to be so big that it strapped us.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to go 30 years either, because he could retire in 20 years. So we're kind of trying to plan it out, you know, numbers-wise that way.
Now, this is also made, you see, viewers, we're not talking about rocket science here. We're talking about biblical principles where the borrower is a slave to the lender. That is absolutely true. And I feel that that's going to happen to my great-grandchildren with all this government stuff that's coming in by the time they grow up, unless Christians intervene and you get different people in office. The taxes are going to, you're going to be working for the government almost full time, whether you do or not. But as you have done this, this has changed everything, right? What about your cooking? Because you have become what I had a gal on one day talked about being the home manager. And that's a great term, I think. And so how has it affected when you go to the grocery store?
You know, I'm to the point now I'm thinking we need to take every stress out of our life that we can. And a lot of people say, I don't have time to coupon, but they're willing to take on second jobs, they're willing. Once you get organized, coupons, they don't take much time at all.
They are a second job.
They are a second job. There are blogs out there that have already done all of the work for you. All you have to do is get the coupons, go on the blog, check out the sales, get the coupons, and go to the store and go shopping. It's super easy.
And through the months that you've been on the air, several times we say, okay, here's her grocery bill, and should have been $70 and it was $15 or something like that. She saves far more than 50%, I would say, from what I've observed. Let me remind you where she, this book I think was part of the catalyst that turned her life around. And for this program, we're going to let it go for $20 plus the shipping and handling. And I can't say enough about this book because it not only gives you a plan that a third grader could understand, but it has testimonies, and those are very, very, very encouraging.
And empowering. I go on his website a lot just to read the testimonies because I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it.
And I hope that, boy, I hope this has really sparked some interest for you for the next year. Single moms can do this. You don't have to, you don't have to have two incomes to do it. And how has it changed things out here, like, well, even your relationship with God or at home and all? Because when you remove a major stress barrier, it's got to have an effect.
Well, yeah, we're not so burdened now. Plus, one of our main things was we wanted to be able to give more. And that right there is a blessing in itself. We wanted to be able to bless other people. We wanted to, be the funnel that God used. And that right there just makes us happy.
That is so true. Because I haven't had any debt for a long time. And when you see a need, you might have it in your purse or you might have it in a bank account or something. And I really believe that that is God's absolute will when it comes to finances.
I'm constantly asking God, what do you want me to do? I need you to tell me what you want me to do. I'll do it, but I need you to tell me what it is. I want to make sure I'm in your will.
Yep. And the fact that Jesus talked about finances a lot. He talked about money. He knew it was important. And you're not going to really improve on what he said. So again, I want to remind you that for this Christmas season, we're offering you this for just $20 plus the shipping and handling. And I hope you'll take advantage of it, and I hope that you will start out the new year. Nothing like new beginnings. I like where the Bible says his mercies are new every morning. I mean, that's a new beginning every single morning. That's the way he designed it. And I hope that you are keeping Christ in Christmas, that you're not falling into this happy holiday stuff and all that, because it's time for Christians to, push back a little bit. And I think you'll find this message very entertaining, but it's very powerful and very strong. Take a look.
Arthelene would like you to keep the following information handy. You may contact Homekeepers by writing P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, or go to www.rippy.org. Remember, we always enjoy hearing from our viewers, and we thank you for your support.
If you don't see Merry Christmas in the window, no, you don't go in that store. If you don't see Merry Christmas in the window, yes, you walk right by that door. Oh, it's all about the little baby Jesus and my Savior's day of birth. It's the one and only reason that we celebrate Birds are chosen every year to hide its Christmas, the reason for our holiday. They're not happy what we're singing, but they want their tills a ringing, trying to sell my Christmas every other way. Come and stand up from the crowd, say Merry Christmas and be proud. Christmas isn't just another holiday. What would be missing? Now let's see, if not for Christ's nativity. No silent night or first Noels, no Santa's sleigh or jingle bells, no star atop the Christmas tree, no special day for family, no bells that ring for angels' wings, no dolls and trains as Santa brings, no drummer boys or Tiny Tim, no Mr. Scrooge, we all know him, no list of who's been good or bad, well, maybe that won't be too sad, no candy canes or mistletoe, no Christmas lights out in the snow, no stockings hung with so much care, hoping Santa finds them there, and one more thing there wouldn't be, no partridge in a pear